I'm going to cover two parts. One is your personal financial planning, and second is your business or your cash flow management or your other treasury investments also. So quickly, I'll finish my presentation in say 20-25 minutes. And I want all of you to please be very interactive and ask me as many as confusions or questions you have. Because I am here to solve the problems. I'm not here to, actually show that how much knowledge I have in this subject. Everyone is subject domain expert. So obviously, I would like to make it very, very interactive. So please keep that thing in mind. And I'll finish my presentation, I promise you, in 20-25 minutes. At the end of my presentation, I have a very beautiful calculator. So I will show you how the power of compounding and the impact of that particular concept is on your wealth creation. And I'm sure most of you are quite knowledgeable as far as products are concerned. So I will not take more time on products, but I will definitely empower you and educate you on concepts, fundamentals, the psychology part, discipline, long-term, tax-free, tax planning. All those things are very important so that you can create wealth in true sense for yourself. All right. So as you all know, I have a YouTube channel. If you all feel that you want to stay connected with me after this particular session, more than happy to be a part of your financial planning journey. So why, what, where, how? First, I'll answer all those questions. Obviously, the inflation really play a very important role when you do your money management. So your 100 rupees looks like 95 in the next year, and 40 rupees purchasing power it will give you in the 10th year. So a very wise, intelligent person will surely ensure that whatever investments he or she is doing will try to beat inflation in medium to long term, if not in short term. So after investments, your 100 rupees should not look like 40 rupees, but it should definitely look like 120, 130. So ensure that you do proper asset allocation and proper product selection so that you beat inflation in medium to long term. That's rule number one. Second is there is something called 30-30 challenge. So we all are productive, young. We all are earning money every month for say roughly 30 years, which is from 25 to 55 or 30 to 60. But if you live up to say 85 years or so, then another 30 years of your retirement stage. Of course, we all are going to work till we are alive. Nobody is going to retire. But maybe you will need a lot of money to maintain your own standard of living and beating inflation. And if you're less productive in those years, I think the planning for those years is extremely important when you are young today. So when you're productive, you must think about those unproductive years of your life. Third thing is you have to understand that there is something called midlife planning. So I worked for almost 25 years in corporate world. Like I worked for Tata Group, State Bank of India Group. And then in my midlife, I thought that I should start my own venture and I wanted to do a lot of social work. I wanted to write books. So I wanted to lead my life on my terms. So I quit my corporate job after almost 25 years and I started my own venture. I could only do that because I was financially free. I was not dependent at all as far as my money management is concerned. And even if my business agar nahi bhi chala hota, so at least for another 5 years, I would have paid my employee's salary and I would have managed myself. At least I would have never regretted that I didn't try, which I wanted to do in my life. So money really, really encourages you to live your life on your own terms and lead a very beautiful life. So midlife planning is extremely important. If you are a youngster, please think about your 40s also and plan accordingly, because retirement planning will come later. I think midlife planning is also equally important. Well, women live longer than men, and they are usually younger than their husbands. So out of 100, almost 95 women live longer than their husbands. That's what the trend is saying. So I feel that women should come forward and take charge of their finances. I would say entire family's finances, because when you educate a woman, you educate the whole family, the whole generation, and the whole nation. 50% of the population in our country is women. So when I meet women, they always, most of them, not all, they really depend on financial decisions on their father, husbands, brothers, or at times even on sons. So that's really not done. You have to take decisions and you have to take charge. And secondly, you should know, even if you are a homemaker, you should know whether your properly nomination is done. Most of the things should be in your control. That is what my humble submission to all the women listeners in this forum. Also, you have to manage your dreams and goals. So investments are done only for achieving dreams and goals, not for anything else. Please don't come into any peer pressure or comparison. when you're spending your money or when you're investing your money. You have to have your own thought process. You will never go wrong. I can promise you for that. Your children planning, it goes without saying. My both sons are studying abroad, and I exactly know how much money you require, right? But trust me, if you plan it properly, everything is doable. So your children planning is extremely important. Your retirement planning, I already spoke about. So please consider all these things when you are investing your hard-earned money. So there are few formulas and ratios which are very easy for you to understand, and please do accordingly. So you will feel very comfortable in future as far as your money is concerned. So 50-30-20 is a very simple ratio which I'm leaving behind today. 50% of your income which you are earning, you should spend on your basic needs. 30% you please enjoy your life. Spend, create memories for yourself. Life is not always about investments. You must enjoy. And 20%, whatever is left, you must invest for your future financial planning. So if you follow such ratios in your life, I think you do fairly good with your own hard-earned money, and you give justice also. Once you arrive at 100 rupees you want to invest, you must follow a certain asset allocation. So you can't invest your entire money in stock market, how much ever bullish you are. You can't invest your entire money in real estate. You can't invest your entire money in gold. Or you cannot be so conservative that you're putting all your money in fixed deposit. No. So you will have to have a good blend of few products depending upon your age, your nature, and your life goals, why you are investing that money. So if you are very clear on these three aspects, I think the beautiful asset allocation you will design, and if you follow that, you will never go wrong. I can promise you for that. And there's a very simple formula, 100 minus age. So 100 rupees if you want to invest, and if you're 30 years old, 100 minus 30 is equal to 70. 70% of your money you can invest in wealth creation basket, as you can see it on the screen, right? And the other 30% or 30 rupees you can invest in your tax planning and protection plan. So this is very simple and easy. I hope I'm very clear. So 100 minus age is the formula, and whatever is the amount, wealth creation basket, you have to invest that, and whatever is your age, that much amount or percentage you should invest in your tax planning and protection plan. So before that, there are a few more learnings. You must know your profit and loss account, balance sheet, and your net worth. You have to create assets in long term, not liabilities. And this is the homework for you all today. Tomorrow is Sunday. Please prepare your own profit and loss account. And if there is anything which is suspense, if you can't track where you spent those money or where that money is gone, then please come back to us. We will try and help you. So profit is what you are earning, loss is what you're spending. Balance sheet assets are assets which you're creating, liabilities are liabilities. Net worth is assets minus liabilities. You have to be positive in long term. And when you invest your money, there are three types of risk. Please don't get scared of taking any risk, because you have to take calculated risk in life in anything and everything. So there are three types of risk. Remember, market risk, liquidity risk, and credit risk. The toughest one to manage is liquidity risk. So people invest their money, and when they need that money the most, they can't take that money. Either the markets are down, or they have invested in 15 years lock-in. Those kind of investments are not good. So liquidity risk you have to manage. If you need your money in case of any emergency, and if you can't take that money, that's not the right kind of financial planning you are doing. So please have a blend and mix of both short-term, long-term, and very long-term. In fact, 6 months income of yours, you should always put it in liquid mutual fund and create your emergency fund requirement. Even on Sunday, you can take that money. So I repeat, at least 6 months income, or maybe 3 months cash flow in your business, which is your fixed cost, like salaries or rent or electricity or whatever. That much money you should always have in liquid mutual fund. 3 months business cost and 6 months personal cost. That is what is your emergency fund requirement. Now I will teach you how you all can manage your tax planning, protection planning, and wealth creation. But these are all personal financial planning tips. I would also like to mention a few things, that because we all are entrepreneurs and we all manage so many things in our business, right? We have to pay to vendors, we have to pay our loans, working capital if in case, we have to pay our rent, salaries, etc. So what I suggest is always keep your personal investments and company investments separately. Never mix it. Second rule, how much ever emotional and attached you are to your own business. Don't invest everything back into your business. That's the biggest emotional mistake we all entrepreneurs do. At least 20% of your profits, if you can manage, please invest it in a personal basket. And then if you wish for the growth of your own business, you can always plow back. Third rule, if you can't manage your investments, hire a CFO for your company and hire a personal financial planner for your personal investments. They are both different. And your auditor is also different, because auditor is only helping you in auditing your books of accounts or tax planning to a great extent. So you will need experts. It's like how you have business coach for your business growth. The same way, please understand that you need an auditor, you need a personal financial planner, and you need a CFO if in case, or outsource CFO for your company. If you understand the difference between these three experts, you will manage your finances extremely well. So now coming back to the different products. So in tax planning, you must definitely consider PPF and ELSS. So PPF is suddenly very, So PPF is suddenly become very popular after 31st March, because our finance minister has suddenly passed a bill, and the long-term capital gain tax benefit on ETF, gold, international funds, and even debt mutual funds she has just revoked suddenly. So what has happened is few products have become out of fashion. The taxation benefit which these products were getting has been stopped overnight by our finance minister. So suddenly people have realized that the fixed return for longer duration is very good. Because in our country or in anywhere in the world, you will not get 7-8% fixed return for 10, 15, 20 years. So now what has become is, as a financial planner, or we have to have a mixed blend of long-term fixed returns packet, because you're not going to get it in future in anywhere, and at the same time long-term calculated risk products which will beat inflation, like 12 to 15% kind of returns product. You have to invest your money in that. You have no choice. And the third thing is, if you are very conservative and if you are short term in your investments, then obviously fixed deposit or anything which you feel which is comfortable for you, you can invest your money. So now what has happened is, one, you have to create your emergency fund requirement, which I already explained you. Second, short term, which is like 1 year to 3 year. Third is your medium term, which is like 3 to 5, 6 years. And then the last one is your long-term investments. And every product is designed for the duration of your investment. So no product is good or bad, but you have to select which fits in which particular dream or goal of yours. So that's why I told you that I'm not going to talk about products more here. That's no brainer. That's the last thing I'm worried. What I'm worried is whether you're putting the right kind of product for right mix, and right dream and goal of yours. So fundamentals, concepts, these understandings are more important as an investor rather than anything else in our investment portfolio. So if you invest 1.5 lakh rupees in PPF, and this is completely tax-free and tax exempted under Section 80C, if you follow the old tax regime. If you follow the new, then no products investments are required. You just have to pay your tax like other foreign countries, slab-wise. So it depends which particular tax slab you're following. I still prefer old tax regime because few products are really nice, like PPF, especially after 31st March. So if you invest 1.5 lakh rupees for 15 years in PPF, it is completely tax-free and tax exempted, zero risk, because government guarantee is there. Your money is absolutely safe. And it has compounding also. Imagine how good this product is. You will make close to 44 lakhs rupees at the time of maturity. And if you invest the same money in ELSS, which you're allowed, government allows you under Section 80C for tax planning, you can invest in ELSS, which is equity linked savings scheme offered by mutual fund. And it has given almost 18% kind of returns because it invests into equity. And if you stay invested for 15 years, even though it has a lock-in of only 3 years, you make close to 1 crore 10 lakhs rupees, completely tax-free and tax exempted. But over here, let me caution you. Mutual funds are subject to market risk. You have to read the offer document carefully before investing, and past performance is never a guarantee of future performance. So I explained you about tax planning. Of course, you can show your housing loan and PS 50,000 rupees more, you can invest and create pension. So this is the old tax regime and this is the new tax regime. I am sure you all are aware. And now I'm going to explain you about protection planning. See, as a entrepreneur or as a businessman, I'm 100% sure you understand protecting your business, protecting yourself, your family, your children, everyone is extremely important, and it's your duty. It's the basic hygiene. So over here, I'm talking about personal protection planning. And of course, you should protect your factories or your businesses, or other than personal, you have to do that depending upon what kind of business you are in. Nowadays, very popular protection planning is also the bed debts protection planning. So people also insure and safeguard themselves if in case the payments are not received from the clients. So that kind of insurances are also there. But I'm restricting here to explain you the personal protection planning. So you have to take your term insurance. So very less premium and huge coverage. But the catch over here is you will not get any returns when you invest your money. It is pure term and it is pure coverage. All right. So please remember, you have to do your term insurance planning properly. Mediclaim, cancer protection mediclaim, critical illness separately you should take, and succession planning, will drafting is a very, very integral part of your holistic goal-based financial planning and protection planning. So remember, all these things are very, very important. If you all have any questions, surely we'll take it in the question answer session, but I'm quickly finishing my presentation. And for wealth creation, of course, you can do many things, but I'm going to focus here today on few asset classes like gold, real estate, equity, mutual funds, etc. But before that, there is something called pension plan, which insurance companies offer. And it gives you a kind of a fixed return and gives you lifelong pension. If in case you all are interested, please, you can always ask me questions in detail. I'll answer you in the question answer session. But again, a very beautiful product. So when you stop earning your money, I think pension becomes very, very important for you. All right. So this is cancer insurance. This is critical insurance, draft a will. And now I'm going to definitely speak to you about other products. In post office scheme, most of the schemes are very conservative, but senior citizenship savings scheme is quite good. So when you retire, or maybe for your parents, like mom, dad, if they retire, they can surely invest in this particular scheme, wherein every quarterly they get returns, and it works like a very good pension scheme for them. Very, very safe and very good scheme. I've already discussed with you. Real estate, I'm not a real estate expert, so please don't go by my advice. But whatever general knowledge I have and whatever I think about this particular asset class, that I would like to share with you. So please remember, real estate, physical real estate is not a liquid asset class. So please stop comparing it with liquid asset class. Okay. Secondly, if you want to really participate in real estate, there are so many fund of funds or PMS, or there are so many other way of REITs are there. You can invest in those kind of products wherein you are definitely participating in a product asset class called real estate. No need to always buy a house or a shop or an office. No need to pay hefty EMIs also for that. Okay. So if you are very bullish on real estate, think about the smart way of investing in real estate. Secondly, so my husband is a complete real estate person from last so many years. So whenever he has money, either he buys a shop or a office or home. But one thing we realized over a period of 25-30 years, that it's not a good way of investing your money because it's not liquid. Secondly, the rental income which you get in second home, you get only 3 to 4% maximum, and in office premises 6 to 7% maximum. So if these kind of returns, if you want, I think it's better to invest your money in mutual funds, right? And secondly, the capital appreciation is there. I'm not saying no, but in last 5-6 years, I think it's quite standstill. So obviously, taking EMI and investing in such product asset class, please consult your real estate expert before doing this. It's not a very good idea. Unless and until you are 100% convinced, you can go ahead, but think about it 10 times before investing. That's what my suggestion is. Secondly, the house which you are staying in and the office where you are operating from is not your investment. So stop thinking that, oh my God, I have such big house and I have such big office. There's no income on it, right? There's no return on it. So investments are only when you generate some returns on it or passive income are there. So the savings and investments difference is you have to beat inflation in investments. Saving is where you are not beating inflation. So all these terminologies difference you'll have to understand. And real estate is a good asset class, but when you put it in CAGR or a compounding calculator, over a period of time, it must have given you around 12% CAGR returns. Trust me. Because when we talk about real estate, we speak that, okay, I bought a house in 50 lakhs and I sold it in 2 crores. But what we forget is how many number of years you hold on that particular investment asset class. And the moment you put that into an Excel calculator, it will give you some percentage returns on your investment. And that will not be more than 12 to 15%, I can promise you. So the same kind of returns you will get in liquid asset classes also if you do it perfectly. So please always go for the percentage returns and not the amount returns, because amount at times looks very big, but holding capability of your investment will decide how much percentage you got the returns on it, and that is what is more important. And the difference between fixed and CAGR, very, very important. And that I'm going to explain you at the end of my session in calculator. If you are an intelligent, wise investor, you have to understand what is CAGR. And if you will not understand CAGR, you will never make true money, for sure. Gold also, please avoid buying jewelries or hard gold. I would suggest you should go for either ETF or gold SIP or gold fund of funds or maybe RBI bonds. I mean, government bonds are there, because you have to avoid your locker charges. Your purity is the issue, discipline is the issue, theft is the issue. So please don't get into all these jamelas. You have to do it in a very sophisticated way, your investment in the product asset class called gold. And I respect and salute this particular product asset class because it is highly liquid across the counter anywhere in the world, even if you have a hard gold. So that's why I respect this particular asset class. And of course, this is the iconic building, which we all know, Bombay Stock Exchange. And now I'm going to talk to you about equity, mutual funds, which is extremely important for you all to invest your money into. So why equity and why it is so important? So in equity market, you can invest directly through broker account, or you can open a Zerodha account and start investing on your own. Secondly, you can also invest in futures and options, derivatives if you are into it. If you're not an expert into equity, then please avoid doing all these things. Intraday is big no to you because it really gives you a lot of stress and blood pressure. It's better to go to a mutual fund company and start investing, because in mutual fund company, the fund manager is 1,000 times better than us, and he's an expert or she is very learned in how to invest in equity market. So simply outsource that particular investment to the expert. But I'm not discouraging you if you feel that you want to invest directly, because then the ownership comes, So when you invest directly in any particular product asset class, you do research, you start investing with proper knowledge, you take the particular responsibility of your own hard-earned money. So even that is good, but only if you can manage. If you can't manage, please avoid. So these are certain stocks. I'm not, again, a fund manager or a research person. I'm like how you are, I'm also an investor. So I'm not giving you any stock market tips here. Please don't misunderstand, but just showcasing you the kind of returns but few companies have given, what potential it has, and equity is the heart of your investment. Please remember that. And let me tell you here that you must follow Warren Buffett on Twitter. You must follow Rakesh Junjunwala's value investing patterns, because they are the subject experts and they have really minted money in equity market, and they've done something so beautifully well that they are one of the richest people in the world, and they've really done wonderfully well as far as equity market investments are concerned. So equity is the heart of your investment and the only product asset class which will give you good returns over a period of time. And it's just the reflection of your own country's growth prospects. Like if you are bullish on India, I think you should be bullish on equity markets also. And you are a part of growth story. It's just the mirror impact of the GDP which your country has, and you also grow along with the companies. So please remember, you can't just say that I can't understand equity, I don't know, my money is going to really be in a very highly riskier asset classes. I'm going to show you the ways how you can mitigate that risk and how you can really create wealth by taking few simple steps in your life. So first is avoid IPO, avoid direct investing. If you are not so expert in this subject, please go to mutual fund. The best way is that. So let me tell you, I started investing in mutual funds almost 30 years back through SIP and through various other ways. And trust me, by doing nothing, a lot of wealth you create by doing nothing, but just by controlling your own, mind and thought process and psychology. Stay invested, be long-term, have patience, trust on fund managers, and restructure your portfolio during intervals. Invest through the methods like SIP, STP. SWP is a very beautiful method, which I'm going to discuss here. So this is how mutual fund work. You as an investor pull your money and fund manager invest into particular stocks or schemes which you have selected, generates returns and delivers it back to you. So as low as 500 rupees a month, you can start your investment. And whether you are investing 500, 5 lakh, 5 crore, returns are same, fund manager are same, no discrimination. And where the investors are given so much of importance, and if they are the king, I think that's the product for us. 24/7, you can see where your money is invested. So when you invest your money in bank fixed deposit, do you know where the bank has again given your money as a loan to which client? Never. They are not supposed to reveal that, right? But in mutual fund, you can see where exactly your 500 rupees is invested into. That kind of transparency is there. And Securities and Exchange Board of India is the governing authority, and SEBI reports to Ministry of Finance. So again, very, very safe. And SEBI works for investors' protection, not for mutual funds protection. As simple as that, right? So there are, as I already mentioned, your emergency fund requirement, you have to invest in liquid mutual funds. So that's ultra short-term goals, which you can see. If your horizon is slightly higher than short-term goals, if you want to achieve, then debt mutual fund. Hybrid fund is the mixture of debt and equity if your goal is medium term. And anything long term, you should invest your money in equity. Now I'm going to teach you the methods which are extremely popular in mutual fund. So SIP, STP, and SWP. SIP is systematic investment plan. Like how we used to have recurring deposit in when we were like many years back in bank. Every month we used to invest some amount in recurring deposit, and bank used to give us returns on that. Now the same way you can invest certain amount in mutual fund scheme through your bank, of course. Bank, the money will go from your bank only, but in a particular mutual fund scheme. And every month, as I told you, as low as 500 rupees, you can start your SIP in whichever scheme selection you have done, depending upon your dream and goal. So this is how every month you have started your SIP. Full form is systematic investment plan. Over here, drop by drop, you are creating ocean. Now, suppose you got, if you're working, you got a bonus, or if you got some big deal in your business, and you don't want to spend the entire money, and markets are very high, so you don't want to invest on one particular day the entire money, then what you should opt for? STP. So you park your money in liquid fund and then transfer, say 10%, 15%, or a particular amount every month in equity fund. So what happens here is that you are making the best of staggered and rupee cost averaging benefit you're getting here. So you get returns on liquid fund where you have parked your money, and then you start getting returns on equity fund, which is your final destination and long-term investment. So this also works wonderfully well. And if you do SIP plus STP for many number of years, when you retire or when you want your money back, you can opt for SWP, systematic withdrawal plan. It works like a pension for you. So this is how you can start taking your money back in your account. You understood? I'll give you my classic example. I was working in a bank and in a financial institution for whole of my life, so 25 years. So I started my SIP when I was young because I had not much money, right? But I could start with lesser amount for many years. So I started my SIP when I was young. In my midlife, I stopped my SIP and I put it in liquid fund because I started my own business. I was not too sure whether first 2-3 years I'll be able to manage my expenses, right? So what I did, I parked my entire money in liquid mutual fund because my risk-taking capacity went very, very down because salary stopped. So I was very much conscious about my hard-earned money because I had to manage in that money, right, for another 2-3 years when I'm starting my business. And then I opted for SWP option. So that at least my employee's salary, my admin cost, which is my bare minimum expenses, I never wanted to delay that. So every 7th, I used to get that much money. With that, I managed my fixed cost. And imagine the cash flow management becomes so superbly easy if you make the best use of all these features which are available. So these are very, very beautiful methods. You must make the best use out of it. There is something called Bandhan SIP also. So I was here, my father was with my brother in Toronto. And I used to always feel, oh my God, I'm not doing enough for my father. That guilt feeling was there a little bit. Of course, I used to go and visit him every year and stuff like that. But my elder brother and bhabhi, I can't hurt their ego by giving money to my father, right? You have some issues in family, right? It happens in every family, right? And my father used to never take money from me because he used to feel, oh my God, how can I take my daughter's money? So that anything which you give personally or physically, it may not appeal them. So what I did, I opted for Bandhan SWP. So the money and investment was mine over here in India. But the option, I put it in my dad's Toronto account, that every 7th or whichever date I had decided, 200 Canadian dollars he used to get in his account, and he used to transact through his mobile. So what happened is he never felt that this is his daughter's money, or digital is so emotion free, na, right? I mean, he used to feel so easy to operate, and my brother and Bhabhi also never came to know. I mean, it was not that I wanted to hide anything from them, but the thing is, I wanted to manage the entire family politics in such a way that nobody's hurt. And of course, my father, as you know, they'll always spend on grandchildren only. Where else they're going to spend, right? But the freedom, the guilt which I had, and the contribution which I wanted to do for my father, everything I could manage with the help of this one particular feature. So this Bandhan SWP is only allowed for 5 people, like your parents, your children, your spouse, your brother and sister. So what I'm trying to tell you here is that it's not always about money. It's not always about how much returns you get. It's always about how you can make your life stress-free and on autopilot mode. See, our business also will work and function so beautifully well if you are process driven. Even if you are not there. See, I was not there for 15 days. I was in yoga retreat and I was like completely off mobile. I was not even talking. I was having Mount Rath and all. But my office was functioning so well. So you have to make your life so process driven that even if you are not there tomorrow, it should function the way it should. Right? And the last thing is power of compounding. But before that, I always emphasize a lot on map your investments to your goals. So again, I'm showing you this slide, which I've explained you 2-3 times. Please don't make the mistake of choosing wrong product for wrong particular dream or goal. There is nothing in 1 year double in stock market. Please don't be greedy when you invest your money, and please don't be fearful. If you're investing in mutual fund through SIP for 20 years, 101% you will make money. Don't be fearful. So life is all about managing your own mind, soul, and body. I'm talking yoga language nowadays a lot. But trust me, you have to manage your own greed and your own fear. The moment you are good in managing yourself, you will take all the right decisions in your life. And this is what money management is all about, nothing else. It's like you have to do certain things very properly, then only you will create wealth for yourself. No? And now I'm going to just quickly show you one compounding calculator, and then maybe I'm open for the questions. All right. I hope you all can see the calculator.
Yeah.
Okay, so one minute, huh? So here I'm teaching you power of compounding. But before I show you this calculator, just a quick recap. So we spoke about why we all should invest our hard-earned money in a proper way. So there is a 30-30 challenge. Women live longer than men. Keep your business income and personal income completely you earn in your business back into your business. No, that's not a good habit. Don't be emotional because you're not managing your asset allocation properly. Whenever you are designing your asset allocation, consider your nature, your risk-taking appetite, and your age, and which particular dream or goal you want to achieve. Then only design your asset allocation. If you can't manage all these things, please have a proper financial planner. And trust me, your auditor or your CFO may not be your personal financial planner. If he or she is good, well and good for you, then he or she will do everything for you. But if they are not subject expert, please have a proper financial planner. Obviously, the risk you should understand. There are 3 types of risk: market risk, credit risk, and liquidity risk. Liquidity risk is the toughest one to manage. Please ensure that whenever you are investing your money, you understand that and then only invest. Then I also spoke about asset allocation ratio, 100 minus age, how much to invest, 50, 30, 20, and how much to spend. I also spoke about like few other learnings, CIBIL score, real estate versus your other liquid investments. I also spoke about 3 baskets, which is tax planning, protection planning, and wealth creation. In tax planning, we spoke about PPF and ELSS comparison, old and new tax regime also we spoke about. Well, in protection planning, we spoke about term insurance, Mediclaim, critical illness Mediclaim, cancer-specific Mediclaim, accidental coverage, and even your office Non-life insurance also you should do, and will drafting, succession planning, nomination, all these things are extremely important. You must share all these things with your family members. In fact, I would say whenever you are investing or taking any major decisions in your life, involve your family members. Don't take any decision in isolation. It doesn't work that way, because you have to have a blend. You have to involve your family members, you have to inform them. Please do that. That's your responsibility. And it's not always about money. As I told you, make the best out of all the products and methods and features which will ease your life, which will spread happiness, which will give you some sort of protection and satisfaction. So think about that, not about returns all the time. Be optimum as far as returns are concerned, and be maximum as far as ease is concerned. Don't be fearful, don't be greedy when you're investing your money. And of course, equity is the heart of our investments. If you can manage direct equity, very good. If you can't manage, what I'm teaching you, you should opt for those products, and you should invest in equity accordingly. And real estate is not the only asset class which gives you money. Please, that's the myth. You have to understand the difference between real estate and other product asset classes also. And a post office, fixed deposit, these all products are giving you very safe returns, very, very good, but very less returns. So beating inflation is also an important and integral part. So don't forget that. That's what I'm trying to explain. And gold also, I explained you how and why you should invest. And the last thing is power of compounding. So I have put 2,000 rupees here, and for 30 years, because we all are going to earn for 30 years, right? Minimum 30 years. And if you get say 15% kind of returns in any mutual fund scheme, or forget 15, chalo 12, we'll put 12. I want to be very, very conservative, and not just mutual fund, in anything you got, any product. So how much money you made in 30 years? 61 lakhs. Okay, 61 lakhs. Now, if you do, instead of 30 years, if you do only 25 years, so you started your investments 5 years late, just 5 years late. What is the impact on your wealth? Can anybody unmute and say?
Yeah, almost 50%. Almost 50%.
Yes, Jasprit, bingo. I mean, you are perfectly, and heads off to you. You never said 34 lakhs. You understood the concept which I'm putting in your mind. He said 50% less. Super intelligent. And this is what I want. See, you can get 12%, you can get 20% also. I have no idea. You can get 8% also. But the impact is, if you start your investment 5 years late, your money is half. So what is the lesson here? Start early. Today itself you should do if you have not done anything wrong. Don't even wait till tomorrow, because every day you are losing. One day, today's compounding you lost. And this today is not going to come back in your life again. So what I'm trying to teach you here is, it's not amount, it's not returns, it's not product, but it's number of years, the time, which is extremely important if you really want to become rich. Respect time, nothing else in your life. Now, one more thing I will show you. Instead of 2,000, you did 10,000. Amount does matter. Please don't take it lightly. Just because I came here and you started 2,000 rupees. No, you're not obliging me by doing all these things. I will go, I'll finish my session and bye-bye. But what you have to do is how much you need when you retire. So if I need 10 crores, I cannot do 1,000 rupees. I will not even get 50 lakhs rupees. No. So what I have to do, if I have to get 10 crore, and if I'm capable today of investing, say 1 lakh rupees a month, I should do that much. So what I'm teaching you here is, and such, there are so many calculators. One full day training I can do on calculators and nothing else. So what you should do is, there is something called financial planning or goal-based financial planning tool calculator. So how much today you should invest so that you get this much, that you have to decide. And everyone in this room will have separate amount for achieving that particular goal. Now one more thing over here. I'm putting again 2,000 back, okay, just for understanding. Instead of 12, see, you got 15% CAGR. Huh? This is compounding annualized average returns. 3%. If you work hard for 3% more, na, look at the difference. It's worth working hard for it. It's not just 3%. It's humongously 300 times you are making money. So what did I tell you? You have to understand the difference between fixed and CAGR. So if somebody is giving you fixed 12%, and if somebody is offering you 8% CAGR for 10 years, which one you will go for? I will go for 8% CAGR, because it's compounding, no? It's very good. One more thing I forgot to mention when I spoke to you about SIP is top up your SIP. So top up is you're again putting your life on autopilot mode. Every year, if you top up 10% your SIP amount, you'll get 4 times more money than the fixed SIP. I repeat. So if you invest say 2,000 rupees per month fixed for 30 years, but instead of that, every year, if you top up by 10%, see you're earning more, expenses are going to be more. You cannot do for whole of your life 2,000 rupees, right? You have to increase. And that also, if you put it on process driven way, then imagine you don't have to do anything. Every year, automatically it gets increased by 10%. And when after 30 years, suppose if you're getting 50 lakhs rupees in fixed SIP, you will get 2 crore if you top up by 10%. It's so nice. I mean, make your life so easy and process driven. Trust me, you will really be happy person. And one more thing, those who have EMIs or those who have taken housing loans. So suppose if your EMI is say 10,000 rupees a month, every month you are paying 10,000 rupees EMI. At least 10% of your EMI you start SIP in hybrid funds, if not in equity. Be moderate, be conservative. I'm not saying put everything in equity. So even if you put it in hybrid fund, 10% of your EMI. So for example, when you are paying 10,000 rupees, money is going, right? It's never going to come back. You are creating house. I'm not saying no, you are creating asset. House is there with you, but the 10,000 rupees EMI which you are paying is going and it's not going to come back. So for that, if you start 10% SIP against your EMI, when your house is, you are getting, you're debt free. But the money which you have paid, that also you get back on that particular day because you've started this. I hope I'm very clear. So
Absolutely.
whatever is your EMI, at least 10% you should start investing so that over a period of time, you are debt free, you are creating asset also. At the same time, the money which is gone, that much money you will get also. So the liquidity is also there. Yeah. So these are certain fancy thing, fine-tuned thing, which really works wonderfully. Okay. And the journey of the compounding I'm going to discuss here. So in 5 years, you made around how much? 1,74,000. In 10 years, you made around 5,26,000. Huh? In 15 years, you made around 12 lakhs. Now you see after 15 years, every 5 years, your amount is becoming double because compounding started working. So in 15 to 20, your 12 lakhs is becoming 26 lakhs.
More than double.
Yeah. So because your compounding started working, no? In 20 to 25, your 26 became 55 lakhs. In 25 to 30, or 55 became 1 crore 12 lakhs. In 30 to 35, 2 crore 28 lakhs. In 35 to 40, so 80% of the wealth is created in the initial 15 years of your investments. And this is what is power of compounding all about. So I'm very, very happy to explain you this concept in a very simple way on a calculator so that you register it completely in your mind and you do something much better with your investments. So thank you all so much. I'm done with my formal presentation, but if you all have any questions, more than happy to answer them. Once again, thank you, Jaspreet, for inviting.